I switched once again to so-called high-intensity training.
Natural athlete.
So in the following videos, we are describing the training sessions and protocol for the development of glycolytic muscle fibers. Glycolytic muscle fibers, they lack mitochondria, therefore they respond great to work with heavier loads in a low amount of reps. During the first sessions, we are creating the vector for growth, causing damage to the muscle tissue, and then waiting the time it is necessary for myofibril to fully recover. And we only then do sustaining work throughout the cycle to keep the rate of muscle protein synthesis high. We can also do this with less load on the bar and high reps. This will be harder for the nervous system, but it is also possible because we are only doing so in order to keep the rate of muscle protein synthesis. So we have 2 training days with accents for upper body and legs. And now we are going to show them. So here is another important thing that one has to bear in mind before using this routine. The outline that was shown now is actually a blueprint. And as you can see, there are not so many techniques which are increasing intensity, such as negative reps, forced reps, rest pose techniques. So what is going to happen, and you will probably feel it because the videos that are going to be shown right now were recorded in October, and it's now February, and I can totally say that it works. But the thing is that you can exploit this high volume during a very constrained period of time, because it will cause systemic damage to all the systems of the body. And as we progress, as we are becoming progressively larger and stronger, we are imposing more stress on the body. Therefore, we will have to actually add more rest between training sessions, extend the cycle. We will squeeze the volume even on those sessions that are creating this vector for growth, where we are supposed to do a little bit higher volume. All these then will be reduced as the weights grow larger, and what is more, we are going to add some techniques that are going to increase intensity. So only failure will not be enough. You will do pre-exhaust techniques for dips, for example, so on and so forth, some negative reps, forced reps. And if you start with this massive vector, where you once in 2 weeks per body part perform high volume, and then you will be reducing the amount of volume and increasing intensity. First of all, it will be psychologically easier for you to switch to that program, because we are all accustomed to train high volume, and this is not happening here. I mean, the reduction of volume is not happening here so abruptly, therefore it will be psychologically more comfortable for you. But then you will notice that you progress, and you will have the desire to use more weight on the bar, because you will be stronger, but at the same time it means that you have to be more careful. And you have to rest more and switch from volume to intensity more. So in this particular training session, we are doing the accent for legs and shoulders. Those are the main hit area. And when we are doing the stimulating work once in 2 weeks or 21 days, we are increasing volume there. But during the second training session, which is called training session A, we are going to do only 1 set in each cycle. So we don't need high volume when we are performing sustaining work. We only need it to keep the rate of muscle protein synthesis higher. Yeah, and that's actually it. We are also performing some sustaining work for the upper body. And that's how it works.
This is the training routine that is supposed to help me progress considerably in the year to come. We were looking for the right high-intensity setup and committed a lot of mistakes while looking for it, and now it is the refined version, as we used to do a lot of useless work before, such as drop sets and supersets. I'm not saying they are useless, but we should use them very carefully. So guys, I'm sharing this refined, scientifically correct version of legs training session combined with stimulating session for delts. This is a pure protocol for glycolytic fibers. Now about technical stuff. The main thing is to go to failure, as it is necessary to stress the neural systems, thus causing the endocrine system to react. Big weight is used to activate high threshold fibers, but the thing is that failure can happen multiple times if and only if there is a rest of 10 minutes between sets. 10 minutes rest allows to reduce the excessive amount of hydrogen ions from the muscle tissue, thus preventing us from switching the muscle to catabolic state. We start with leg extensions and leg curls. We reach the failure concentrating on the negative eccentric phase. Then we do the failure set for arms in order to use that anabolic response from previous sets for legs. When 10 minutes from the finish of the first set are over, we can repeat the cycle twice. The next cycle consists of leg press, set for calves, and 2 exercises for shoulders, following push and pull patterns. Then we rest a bit until 10 minutes are over, and then we can repeat the cycle up to 4 times when we do the stimulating session. And when we do the consisting session, we should only do 1 cycle. We use rest pause and forced reps to increase the intensity, increase time of creatine release, but we do not use drop sets, or we use them very carefully in order to avoid high concentration of hydrogen ions.
I try to accent the concentric phase because my calves are very stubborn. They haven't been growing for a lot of years. And now when I started doing the eccentric phase with the accent on big weight, they started to grow. I think I'm gonna vomit. The shoulders are the small muscle group, so I see no sense in doing a lot of volume for the shoulders. It is enough that anabolic hormones enter the muscle cell and start the growth process. We perform intermediate sets of back and chest. First of all, in order to give the time for legs to reduce the concentration of hydrogen ions. What is more, we do the failure set in order to sustain the rate of muscle protein synthesis in the upper body.
Next cycle consists of a deadlift and shrugs. We do each set and rest for 5 minutes, because those are very demanding exercises. This time I avoid doing deadlift, as I got a leg biceps trauma while I was sprinting. This cycle can be done 2 times. Then we give rest to legs while doing sets for arms.
Let's stop, guys. You may run out of breath.
And the final destination point is the squat. We do it in a heavy manner, till failure or pretty close to it, because, well, failure squats can be extremely traumatic.
I don't know whether I will do this set, but I'll try to do my best. Well, actually my legs are already tired after
the leg press, but I suppose it is very important to do the squat. The squat keeps the whole body functional. So if you want to be strong, if you want to sprint faster, during the last sprint session I tore my leg bicep. That is why I did not attempt to do it with a big weight. Actually, I'm afraid. But still, you have to do the squat. Even if the weight is not a big enough, do the squats.
And we finish the training session with exercise for shoulders. This is our scientifically correct routine, which is aimed at developing glycolytic muscle fibers. It combines the best points of high-intensity training, and also you can increase the DNA expression in regard to growth by voluntarily changing the amount of cycles performed. It also induces muscle protein synthesis in the upper body, which is relevant in 2 or 3 weeks cycle periodization.
That's it, ladies. That's how we train legs and do the sustaining work for the upper body. That is purely glycolytic training cycle. In order to increase strength and size of the muscle.